Hey there, friends! Today we're touring Salos Wildlife Park, the first completed project by the multi-talented creator Brioche. Built on the grounds of an old schoolhouse and former natural history museum, this American conservation park blends history with sleek modern design. It features an all-American cast of animals, a strong scientific focus, and a really cohesive vision, from its layout to its consistent architecture and color palette. Let's take a look around. Join me. You saw the intro, so let's go. Before we dive into this beautiful zoo, I think it's wise to show you what is actually outside of the zoo, because there is a whole section of American suburbia present around the zoo. There's a huge parking lot, a wonderful little grassy area here, and then you get this very cute little bend in the road here with these wonderfully decorated little houses here. A really atmospheric little section. As someone who's never been to the United States, this kind of reminds me of a The Sims neighborhood, right? So like a starter The Sims 2 area, those kind of houses. We get some apartments here, also of course wonderfully detailed. And we get a very sizable staff backstage area with offices, a clinic, delivery, a parking. We even get a picnic area for staff and everything. No detail is really left unbuilt here, and that is something that really deserves to be highlighted before we dive into this wonderful little project. So yes, Salos Wildlife Park, where conservation runs wild. Let's jump straight into it here at the entrance. Here we are. The entrance building is right over here with the fountain and everything. And I know I said this in the intro, guys, but I just want to repeat myself. The thing that stands out to me the most about this project is the cohesion. The whole project, start to finish, has a clear theme and color and style that is kept up from start to finish. There's a very clear and deliberate vision behind everything you're going to see, and you just have to appreciate that. So let's just act like we were a zoo guest, and let's go in here to get our tickets in this wonderful little building. And you do get to see a timeline here of the Salos journey. In 2008, an old school is purchased and repurposed into a museum. And then some cats join. Then we get an expansion, a walking bridge connecting the old biology lab and gymnasium. Then a winter of work, 3 new habitats, exotic species. And then in 2025, we get a monorail. So a very new modern zoo, and I feel like that is definitely obvious here, but it's all of these little details that make this place really look and feel alive. This decoration here, and this entry, we get actually an opportunity to buy some coffee, or we can queue here. Look at this wonderful little window, this beautiful rock wall here. But here we get to make a purchase. Actually a very inexpensive place to go to, considering the prices. And we get a restroom here and everything. That is the wonderful sort of entrance building here. There is a gift shop there, but I feel like that's part of the exit, so that is going to be for last. You might have seen the whale skeleton in here, but this is where we enter the zoo. And I'm just going to walk up here and show you all of this stuff. The wonderful graphics. Brioche, by the way, is also a talented designer of graphics, in a big of a pillar in the community of the YouTuber Kingpin, where she is also responsible for helping along the members program. So really a person who has become kind of important to the Plant Zoo community, and deserves all of the attention and more that's coming her way. So if we look around here, you can see the color scheme definitely is brown and grayish, and that is kept up throughout the whole project. We get the wonderful bricks here as path, the Indonesian temple brick wall floor. But I just love the vibe of this. Yeah, I mean, in base game, they sort of call this the New World environment. I mean, the New World theme. And if you just look at things like this, I really feel like you start to see the theme behind it all. There is a map, and whenever you have a little jump cut, that's just me checking the map and making sure I don't miss anything. Like this fountain that I didn't really talk about, with the pronghorns here, and the monorail has a very scenic route behind it. Fantastic. So let us check out the first inhabitants here. We get the great area, llama and alpaca here, all together in a great little grasslands habitat with the South American inhabitants here. America is pretty much the theme of this zoo. I don't recall if there's any animal in here. I guess we'll notice together, but I don't think so that there's an animal in here that is not from North or South America. So yeah, that is the gorgeous habitat here for the rhea. We get the alpaca back there, and there should be llamas in here as well. But I just love looking at these buildings and the colors here, and all of the stuff that's yet to be revealed to us. And I love this I love the fence, by the way, and the small little water moat. All of the planting that is present here, it's just beautiful. I love it so much. I don't think we'll be getting into this building anytime soon, so let's just take our time and walk past this planted section with the acacia trees. The bridge, and to the left, I don't think they're to the right, so to the left we do get swans here. Perhaps they are wild swans, who knows, who have made this little pool their home. Look at the density here of the foliage. Looks like there's a butterfly garden back there. And here we approach a shaded viewing opportunity for the colored peccary. By the way, guys, yeah, I should have looked at this at the greater rhea habitat, but all of these signs, of course, were made by Brioche herself. So if you want to read it all, pause when I get there, and you will get the opportunity to check it out all. The peccary actually has a very large habitat, and I really like that. These are animals that really get a standout large zone, with even a bridge over the water here, and the monorail goes over it. And you just love to see that. It's not a habitat you would often see built for the peccary, but this is what they get. A lot of space to showcase their natural behaviors, and I love it. There's a little section here we can sit, but we shall move on through this wonderful zoo. We continue, we get hang on, this is not, what is this? Is this a, what is this? I should have watched the videos better, the early videos. I saw most of the ending of Salos. I didn't see the beginning. Is this supposed to be a butterfly feeder? Or a sprinkler? Or I'm not sure. Oh no. I'm sorry, Brioche, you'll have to tell me. This is a restroom. We get backstage tours, which is really cool. Let's just act like we got a backstage tour, and we can check out the staff area here, because the backstage here is pretty much fully modeled. And I think that will be the case for most backstages. So I will put in our best efforts to actually check them out. It's just the staff area. So past the restroom we get, I believe, to the right, we get the bullfrog. There you go. And this is, you know, you've seen exhibit boxes, guys. They are huge, they're bulky. And I always admire the creators who make them feel different and unique, and this is definitely one of those moments. A clear effort was made to make it look like this is one long exhibit, first of all. Then you get the more limited viewing opportunity, because why would the bullfrog have all of this space up there? And you can just play a fun little game of trying to spot these animals. I found one over there, I found one over there, etc, etc. And look at these wonderful little additions to the glass. And I believe we are now supposed to be heading in this direction towards the American alligators. We get the Gator Cafe, a place to rest and chill in this beautiful environment. Rest, relax, and refuel is actually what I needed to say. And can you see what I mean, guys, with color scheme? All of these soft browns and darker browns and grays really work together well, and that theme is kept up start to finish. The Gator Cafe is over here. Look at this indoor build for the food we can get here and the drinks. We get some coffee here, and the alligators are down below. Looking at the map, I don't think this is the ideal way to be visiting this part of the zoo, but here we are. We're going to visit the alligators, and we get a amazing tunnel, which I love to see. It's something I've done only once personally, but seeing something like this really makes me want to do it again. Now I do wonder where the alligators are. There is one of them. Oh, we are actually, this helps a little bit. We can see the alligators back there. I would sort of hope that they would be swimming above us. That is, of course, the dream. But yes, a wonderful underwater tunnel here for the American alligator. I love their image. They're such a funny looking crocodilian. They have this sort of aura about them that they're not very intelligent, right? They look at this. They're wonderful creatures. So we leave the tunnel behind, and we're going to get back up here and arrive at this section. And I believe we are now looking at the bisons. Yes, let's check out. Let's see. I think we missed something here. This is a little section here for the red fox, and I think this is a dead end. It's not. Okay, well, we'll check it out. This is the red fox habitat. They live pretty much everywhere: Europe, Asia, North America, Northern Africa, and they get a wonderful little habitat here with falling leaves and everything. And we get many color variations of them. I love the falling leaves. An immediate vibe here to this habitat, really, of the forest, the temperate forest. They get a nice little backstage there as well. And I believe I also saw, there you go, a den camera to check out the foxes sleeping. And here, under the shades, is the yeah, that makes sense, the American alligator view from up here. I think there's two of them in here. You see them swimming there in their swamp-like environment. They get a nice little backstage building as well. I love how the monorail has these little curves all throughout, make it look more organic and elegant. And let's just follow the flow. Where is this headed? We'll find out. This leads us back to the bisons. Looks like, ooh, this is cool. I'm getting distracted by this awesome fallen tree, looks like. Oh, am I doing it in the wrong order? It looks like. So let's actually head over there. Because this is where we left the alligators behind. I think I'm doing the zoo in the wrong order. Sorry, Brioche. But this is what we're doing now. So this is the bison plains. They get, as bisons usually do, a large, wide open area with some elevation, and then the wonderful area at the back here, not a barrier, but just a raised terrain with rocks and everything. This is where the American bison lives. Amazing creature, almost went extinct. People moving to the Americas killed pretty much almost all of them. But they came back, still definitely not to their numbers from before, but the Bison Valley here showcases the resurgence of this amazing creature that deserves to be respected. And looks like over here we get a playground. Am I doing the zoo in the wrong order? It feels like I am. Yes, this is going to lead us towards the greenhouse and the chickens, and it's a bit of a loop, so we're safe to go. So guys, playgrounds. If you're like me, if you're like many people, you are hoping that Plant Zoo 2 somehow introduces usable playgrounds to the sequel, because just imagine this being traversable by children, visitors. Because it's so much fun and this is so creative. But part of me never wants to build this because I sort of would feel sad about it never being used. We get a boutique and gifts store, little cute little decorated gift shop over here. Small and clean, sort of minimalistic, but absolutely wonderful. I love these round windows for sure. And this basket full of zebras stacked on top to make it look like it's filled. Great stuff. So that's the greenhouse, and I believe over here, yes, we get the peafowls, I believe. Indian peafowls and some chickens. We are free to interact with them, to give them some food, and to relax and enjoy the company. So let's check it out. I believe they are just roaming over here. There's a food truck over here. I imagine this is where guests would sit, and then there's the chickens and the peafowls would just gather here and try to get crumbs of your sandwich. And a lot of other birds obviously gather around those places. The monorail is such a vibe. Look at that. But yeah, the peafowl and the chickens are over here, and they do get their wonderful garden section here with their little... I love that. I know it's very easy to make, but it just looks so good. All of the browns in this zoo, guys. I fall in love with the color brown thanks to Planet Zoo, and this really showcases what I mean very well. And we get a feeder box, which is a custom construction, and that is very cool. So let's just try and get the attention of the peafowls and the chickens. They get their cute little back. That is so cool. Their backstage little place with doors that can be slit closed. This is so cool, and I bet you it's all traversable by the chickens at least. A place for them to drink. We can relax here, enjoy the vibe, see the monorail glide past. And we get the greenhouse, which is, as you imagine, a greenhouse. But it is beautiful. Watch your step. I love that. Somehow I'm sure that was only added because getting the path to align correctly was a bit too annoying. I'm not sure, but that it feels like that. Anyway, this is beautiful. I love how the light interacts with the windows. How the monorail casts a shadow here as well. And we get all of the plants that are used probably to grow. Perhaps they're sold to the local community. Perhaps they're used for food, or who knows. But I love the plants hanging from these hooks. And then the lighting over here. This feels like such a... what's the word? Such a hipster place. I'm not sure. Like artisanal, authentic, but also, as you can see, very sleek and modern at the same time. The greenhouse and this cute little... And we get... oh, I love all of the rocks here and everything. It's so nice. So that was a bit of a loop. We are now going to return a bit to Bison Valley. And we're going to try and check out... let's just check out the... let's go to the raccoons. That is where we are headed. I'm just having the map here by my side, because I don't want to miss a thing. Again, at the end I will zoom out and make sure I didn't miss anything. So this is a raised platform for a more optimal bison view. We get the herd here to the right. They have a lot more space than it might initially look. All the way back there they can roam. And over here is no animal, but just some backstage staff paths, I feel like. Are we supposed to go here? We're not. We'll go there at the end. This is, yeah, I'm glad I looked at it from this. This is so cool. This fallen tree, be it real or artificial, that has created that is so cool. I love that so much. What a statuesque sign here. Very unique, very well made. I think so far my favorite moment in the zoo, really. This cracked fallen tree. Great stuff, very creative. We're not going to head there, although you might want to, and I think it's also a standout place in the zoo. We're going to go to the junkyard because there's some raccoons and skunks living here. There's a bus, which was, as you can tell, you know, this used to be a school, so we get a decommissioned bus, and we get all of the junk to play around with the animals. So this is such a funny little environment for the raccoon. Press pause if you want to read all this. I have read all of it in my first view of the zoo, but there you go. It's such a cool little environment. Very American, if I may say so, with the yellow school bus and then the two, you know, kind of quintessential North American critters like this. I love the path here for staff to get down to the raccoons level, and that the bus itself is actually a shelter for raccoons and these skunks, and then you get all of the clutter around it and the rust and the mud that is present on the bus and everything. And I love the pit vibe of this. The little climbing opportunities here as well for the raccoons mostly to get up here, play with all of the stuff. A really unique and creative little habitat here, and I continue to enjoy the temperate North American forest vibes here as well. So we take a little loop around the raccoon junkyard, and we're going to go, I believe, for a little forest walk. If I remember correctly, we get to make a choice here, and to the right, I believe, is the Forest Bistro. There you go. Because this is a large, beautiful forest walk, and Brioche somehow suggested to me that I shouldn't be touring this, and I said, ain't no way I'm not visiting every part of your zoo. So let's check out the Forest Bistro. Very modern, very sleek design here. Tall, lots of light, lots of metal as well, and this very cool modern coat hanger and everything. That's not a coat hanger. What's the word? Is it coat hanger? I don't think so. But yeah, guys, I think you'll agree with me that this is such a cool environment to hang out, and we want to check out the forest. So let's just take a relaxing stroll through this place with the custom lanterns and everything. This looks like it's a habitat, but it's not. It's just a thematic and interesting decoration here. This is where you would stroll and talk and chat and try to get away from probably the bit more busier environment here. I love how this is more or less sort of a boardwalk over the swamp. Rocks everywhere, making sure it never looks like we're on a large plain, but we are in an enclosed space. Imagine all of the birds that would be living here. And the sound of birdsong. Very, very relaxing. We are going to come to an animal at the end of this walk. So I believe this would just lead us back to the start. So let's just go here. Because I remember there is a very large habitat coming up. Perhaps this is where it starts. We get a little cave here. And yes, I think this is part of that habitat. A little hidden cave for what is essentially a much larger habitat. Cave viewing. This habitat is really cool, and it is for the wolverine, and it is a really, really unique habitat. Absolutely is for the wolverine. Let's see if we can get to see one. So as you can tell, it is a sort of half indoors, half outdoors habitat, and the wolverine has this little section. There you go. There it is. About to go where, I wonder. Go play with that enrichment item. But it has this cool suspended bridge here as well. And its backstage area is actually in here. And it can go over here, climb down. It can go over here and climb down. I assume that's the goal. And it's such a unique building for the wolverine. I don't think I've seen anyone treat a wolverine to something like this, and I really, really love the bold design choices here, and sort of the anti-bird protection, I think, or is that anti-sun? I'm not sure about all of this stuff. I actually never thought about what these things are. I just know they exist in like car windows and everything. What's the use of those things? I don't know personally. I'm going to learn so much when Brioche does enter the comments. And then guys, actually I want to go check out the cougars first. And I believe they're somewhere over here-ish. There we go. So food truck time. But the cougars will get another really, really cool place. And I believe, if I remember correctly from the timeline, these are the oldest inhabitants in the zoo. And as you can tell, they have plenty of these little like modules, these little gazebos, and they can traverse it all by climbing overhead, as this one is doing right now. Or have you just escaped? That comes with the territory of building habitats out of wood. But yeah, the cougar has escaped. I'm not sure how worried I should be. Or are you going to be a deer and get back in? There you go. I'm very sure that's not the intended way for this to work. But that's the danger of building with these beams, is that animals can just get out of the habitat. Yeah, I let's give that cougar the benefit of the doubt that it's not going to fully escape. But yeah, let's focus on the good part. This is so cool. These little modules that are traversable by the cougars, very vertical to allow tree growth in there. And there is the second one, in fact, which we just missed, going overhead. And I love this so much. The cougars have such a diverse environment to play. And just combined with the trees next to it and everything, this is such a cool vibe here. even the mesh really works to create this really textured and complex place for us to look. Really, really cool. The cougar shelter looks like this. So there you go. And yeah, that is the cougars, the 2 cougars that live here. One of the most, successful widespread cats. In fact, they live pretty much from the very north to the very south of America. So that is actually a little loop we just did. And I'm gonna check the map right quick because I now want to check where I need to go. Yeah, looks like the best place for me to go is actually go back here past Cougar Crossing, which once again, I'm sure I did this zoo sort of not in the intended order for it all to be viewed, but that's fine because it works like this as well. But perhaps some moments are robbed of their potential awesomeness. But we're going to go back to the forest trail and head towards Grizzly Falls, which is a large environment as well. After Grizzly Falls, we're going to check out pretty much the showstopper habitat here, and that is the Paleo Plains, which is another really unique habitat design that I've not seen anyone else do, and I just want to showcase that to you as well. So Grizzly Falls gets this awesome introduction to it with these fallen trees with ivy growing over it, building up to the reveal here of a wonderful habitat with this awesome building overlooking us at the moment. This is what makes this zoo so nice. The diversity in these signs and the use of these trees and these letters actually hanging from it. Such a vibe. I know I say that a lot, but I feel like you must agree, right? The from start to finish, this zoo has an idea behind it, a vision behind it, and it doesn't stray from that vision. And of course, some zoos warrant that. Some zoos play around with different themes, different biomes, different areas of the world. But but Brioche clearly had in mind, this is what my zoo is going to look like. This is what it was, a repurposed high school building. And just keeping that theme throughout the entire environment is wonderful. This is our first view of the Grizzly Bear Falls. And you get a viewing window here. No grizzly in sight as of yet. Oh, that building is so cool. Where are you, grizzlies? I feel like I see one sleeping in there. And that might be the other one. But look at this. Sort of playing around with perspective here, making this all look very grand. Is that the backdrop for... Is that the station building? I think we've seen these rocks before, but from the other side. The grizzlies are both asleep, but I think you can imagine what it would look like. So yes, Grizzly Outlook is this awesome building. We are going to go in here, even though we know where the grizzlies are. We can compare ourselves to the height of this brown bear subspecies. And you can get up here and even get up these steps to get some more height and check out the grizzlies. But of course we know they're sleeping, but they have plenty of space, a lot of space actually, and lots of water as well, because these animals kind of depend on the presence of water. And this is really the showstopper. Again, probably am approaching it from the wrong side. This is staff stuff, right? We'll check that out later. But this is Paleo Plains, and it's called so, yes, as you can see, because of the presence of plenty of dinosaur skeletons. And we even get these sort of like Yellowstone hot springs and geysers is a word, right? And yeah, we get the pronghorn, we get the Canada goose, but I believe there's more than that in here. Looks like we also have, what are you again? The bighorn sheep, of course you are. So yeah, you get these large plains, really, really looking like a national park. And you get this... Alright, quick little jump there in editing. My son woke up a bit too early from his nap, so I had to help him fall back to sleep. But anyway, paleo plains, awesome concept. We get the... what is it? Brachiosaurus, perhaps another one of those sauropods in here. And I just love this. This concept is so wild to me. Like, I don't think I've ever considered placing a dinosaur skeleton into a Planet Zoo habitat. And if I would do so in the future, I would definitely have borrowed that inspiration from brioche here. And it is a very, very, very large habitat. In fact, I believe there's another dinosaur skeleton in here as well, if I remember. What is this? Another view at the peccaries. Yes, there we go. As I said, they get a lot of space here in this zoo. But I am eager to check out the second skeleton, which I am sure this is such a... wow, this is a very large habitat. And I say that as someone who builds large habitats. But yes, this is the... what I most probably is going to be the Ankylosaurus. I love these skeletons. I'm going to put dinosaur skeletons in Sunset Gardens. But placing them outdoors like this is a really cool vibe. And then you get this wonderful sign here for the sponsors of the zoo. A long list here featuring some amazing creators, by the way. I'm sure these are blueprint builders, or I'm not quite sure. But this is actually the station building, because obviously we want to go on a monorail ride to end this tour with. So large, spacious, modern. I know I keep saying these words, but I mean it, obviously. We get a little restaurant here. And so many of these pieces I recognize from older DLCs or even base game that I've never really used as of late. But they really, really work well. We get to buy our tickets here for the monorail. And we get to climb up and up and up. And there you go. This really feels like an attraction with lots of build-up. Oh, I love the curve of this, and then the supports used as actual support for the roof as well. But this smooth curve over the roof is so nice. But let's actually get in. Okay, this one is leaving. I'm not sure if this is the best seat to sit in, but we'll do it like this. There you go. There is rhea, alpaca, and llama. Ooh, it's so nice to look at the zoo like this. Such a... as you can tell, guys, look at the colors. You get the same trees, same colors everywhere. This is such a cohesive vibe, and then all around this statue is so nice. We get to look at the buildings here and dip down. There you get the greenhouse that we looked at. I love that the monorail is tall, but not crazy tall. It doesn't really get much taller than the buildings. And it's also kind of kept at the same height everywhere. Again, the key word here is cohesion and sticking to something. And it's not always necessary, but in here it really works. We get Bison Valley here, which we are going over. Let's switch seats. Who knows? Just looking at things from another way. That is the alligators from up top. You get the cougars back there. This is the part I talked about, right? These smooth organic bends in the monorail really make it feel part of the zoo instead of you know, something that can be a bit of an eyesore. And also the black coloration helps with that. And it's not a crazy long ride, but I definitely feel like it would get a lot of people to go on it. Phew. So hey guys, this jump cut that you just witnessed actually holds a lot of stuff in between it. In between the jump cut you had just now, actually on reloading the save, I noticed that the monorail reset to the starting position. So apparently the location of monorail rides isn't saved when you save the game, but actually a Discord server was nuked and restored, and I went to a school quiz, a charity quiz, and got 7th place. Only 11 mistakes across 146 questions. But yeah, here we are back at Salos Wildlife Park. I just had to hop in and just record a bit of an ending to it all, because the monorail ride has come to a conclusion. So I'm going to give you a beautiful top-down overview of the park and just zoom in on some places that we might have forgotten. You've seen this suburbia area here, so let's just go through the zoo here with the awesome paleo plains and make sure we check out things like this, like the wonderful stables here with the pronghorn inside. Check out the sort of ranger area here with the jeeps, lovely. All of this awesome backstage stuff with the keepers areas. This Wolverine habitat definitely deserves a closer look from up here, because yeah, all of this stuff is included. We have custom enrichment, we have buttons to open and close the roof, I assume. We have this awesome walkway for them here, this cave viewing. This is such a creative, wild little Wolverine habitat. I've never seen someone go so above and beyond for this critter. You really love to see it. What else is there? You get the forest walk up here with the forest bistro. We've seen all that, but we want backstage stuff, right? We want to see stuff like this, these little hidden secrets that we get to witness now for the bisons. Everything is fully built. Look at how large and lush there. This is amazing to see. What else can we check out? We have the greenhouse here. I wonder if this is modeled inside. It's not, so let's I don't mind at all. I love the detail, absolutely. Even things like placing these things slightly tilted is just a little touch. It's just such a nice zoo to look at from up here. I know I've started repeating myself in this sense, but the color scheme and the cohesion of this all really pays off when you look at the zoo like this. And I assure you, this is how Brioche looked at the zoo when building it. This is how a builder looks at the zoo, while in our zoo tours we tend to look at it from a different level. But this is truly always a fun thing to do at the end. And I realize now I actually forgot something, and that is a gift shop. So let's actually end our tour here by visiting the gift shop in what was once clearly the gymnasium, the gym of this school. Hey sir, we will enter the gift shop, and here a bit of a touch that I also have in my new zoo as well, and that is to include a large skeleton in your large gift shop. But it is a large, spacious, modern gift. Ooh, I don't know who made that, but that is really cool. But I love it. With the wondrous suspended whale skeleton above us. These Pachycephalosaurus / Dracorex skulls. Oh, wow. Who made this? What is that? The Hatsegopteryx right? Or an animal of its kind. That is so cool. I need this. I need this in my... I'm going to be looking for more blueprints. I'm going to find stuff like this in the workshop for myself. I need to have stuff like that in my upcoming zoo. But yeah, that actually is the conclusion here. Where's the exit of the gift shop, in fact? Oh, I was under the impression that the gift shop was also the exit, but that actually isn't the case. We exit the zoo through here. And guys, that actually is it for our tour of Salos Wildlife Park. I had a lot of fun visiting this. Even before recording the tour, I had seen it. I also recommend you, once again, go check out Brioche, their channel. They're a multi-talented builder, also a creator of art and graphics. So really, really cool person. Go and check them out, give them your support, and I'll see you guys for the next video, whether it be an update on Sunset Gardens or another zoo tour like this. You'll have to wait and see. Yelbu out.